So my name is Laura Rubenstein, and I am thrilled you took advantage of the Feast of Education. It feels like I'm traveling around the world, and we're traveling around the world together by when we put our locations in. It's like, oh, okay, well, I'm in your home, you're in my home. It's really cool. So hello from Belgium, Dietrich. Great to have you here, and Anne, all of you here. So let's get this show on the road because I have a ton of information. I could probably talk all afternoon, evening, or morning, wherever you are and whatever you're watching. But really, today is all about how you can become the go-to leading brand on LinkedIn. Okay, and it's a strategy session, and I call this a collaborative session, and I will check in on the chat here as well to see if there are things going on. I'm not going to stop too much for questions, but feel free to answer my questions in the chat. And we're glad to have you here. And I actually want to start out with a poll. And the first poll is, how frequently do you visit LinkedIn? How often do you all visit LinkedIn? You should all see a poll coming up if you're watching us live. If not, just take a note for yourself. Do you use it several times a week, once a week? Less than once a month, that's okay. I'm very curious. I had been on LinkedIn since, I don't know, 2005, and there was a time when I never went to LinkedIn. Now I'm there every day, So great. I'm going to just give you a couple more seconds to answer that, because we've got maybe almost half of you, 44% of you go there every week, several times a week. Oh, 43%. It's changing by the minute, right? So how often do you visit LinkedIn? And I don't care what you do. Do you just watch it? Do you just check for messages? Do you update something? Do you post something? It doesn't matter what you're doing. I just want to know how often you go there. Okay, so about 45% of you go several times, and 20% of you go once a week. And then 18% of you are going there 1 to 3 times a week. And then less than once a month, about 16% of you. So that's pretty great. Good for you all for going there, getting to LinkedIn. Well, you're here for a reason, right? So terrific. So the next thing I want to mention is, okay, well, who is here today? I heard from a lot of you in the survey question that I asked is like, what did you want to get out of today's session? Because I wanted to build this around you. I did not come with an agenda other than what I know helps position you as a leading authority. So I'm going to add my color to your questions to answer your question and get you some lead generating strategies. So yes, LinkedIn is actually useful for all of us. I got questions from people who are artists, from coaches, personal growth experts, education. We've got tax accountants in the room. Oh, Dominic, I have to tell you that, yep, I have a very good relationship with a tax person now because of LinkedIn, and they prospected me, and I'm going to tell you what they did. And leadership coach, great consultant, website strategist, entrepreneurs with innovative products and services. I'm here to tell you that LinkedIn works for you all, and it just depends on what your goal is and what you will get out of it, basically. So I have a poll, and this will be very curious to find out about who here has ever received a new business opportunity or a client or an interview opportunity, a summit request or alliance or collaborative partner from LinkedIn. Curious. Like somebody asked you to either work with them, to be interviewed by them, to get a job with them. Somebody contact you. I had somebody contact me who was in high school with me. So here's a tip. Start connecting with people in your alumni from high school, from college. You never know when they're going to have a job for you, okay? Or want to hire you or collaborate with you. So this is 50-50. And actually it's 51% yes. So pretty cool, right? 50% of you have actually had an opportunity of some sort come to you through LinkedIn. This LinkedIn is powerful. I just want to prove to you before I even train you on anything, it works. You don't have to be great at it. So there is hope here for you, in case you were wondering. All right, so today, how to become the go-to leader. I'm going to cover several strategies, including your compelling profile and or how to create your compelling profile. And you already have some. So you got here because you're on the Feast of Education. You know, you opted in for that. If you didn't get my sequence of the whole lead generation kit, please check your spam for bonus@transformtoday.com. For that email, would you write that down? Bonus@transformtoday.com, because I'm going to send you the replay to that email as well. So from that email as well. So you want to create a compelling profile. And in the sequence, I sent you a masterclass on profile optimization. I have a few more hacks for you today for your profile, latest hot off the press strategies I am so excited about. And we're going to talk to you about your featured content and how to get featured. So there's two different things there. One is the featured content section in your profile, and then there's having other people rave about you, okay? Then I want to talk about strategic engagement and making meaningful connections and conversations that lead to profits. Sound good? I hope you're excited. All right, so just a little bit about me, because some of you haven't even met me yet. And I'm not really going to go into my background or anything, but suffice it to say, I've been in marketing since before the century, okay? And social media marketing, when it came on the scene, it was like manna from heaven, because everything I ever did in marketing before social media was relationship marketing, and then social media put it on steroids, okay? That's all. And so I thought it was made for me personally. So I glommed on, brought it to all my clients, and we've been doing great things ever since like 2007 and 8. So my passion is really fueling yours. I love building up thought leaders and seeing them skyrocket. Thought leaders can be anybody who has an amazing product or service. Okay. If you think you do a service for people and you're making an impact, that's my mission. My mission is to fuel yours. So if you are up to making that impact, greater impact in any way you do, then I'm in love with you. Okay. I think you're awesome and I want to help. So my skills, I have something called creative brand storming. No, it's not a typo. So it's all about bringing your brand out creatively and using lead generation strategies. I love project management, and that's why everything seems to be systematized. And I seem to collect resources and connections really easily. And then I also help brands, businesses implement this strategy. So for those of you who don't love technology, I do, and I love doing it for people, and my team does too. So we are geek girls, as I like to call it. So who should be using LinkedIn? As I said earlier, anyone who helps other people, anybody who wants to help other people through your job, right? Salespeople, great. Nonprofits, great. Job seekers, of course. Okay. So if you're not in that category, you'll just have an entertaining time. Or you might even learn something, and maybe it's a category I just missed. I am not perfect here, people. I am just like you, okay? I just have a little bit of extra knowledge that I think can really help you. So I have one final poll for you all today. It's like, no matter who you are and what you do, if you want to be seen as a thought leader, you need the profile that attracts your audience or your market or, your ideal employer. Okay. So what do you think will work best? Do you think that it's either a sales type of page, your profile on LinkedIn, or a resume style? And the difference really is one is client centered, it's about them, and one is really expert centered and it's about you. So I'm going to put a poll up and I'm going to see which one do you think you will work best for you. It's going to work best. So is it going to be about them or about you, showcasing your celebrity or showcasing, what you can do for them? And you can be undecided too. And that's mine. I thought I'd throw that in there. Yeah, the trick question. I don't know about that, but but Steve, there's maybe not the right answer for everybody. But there's a way I like to position LinkedIn profiles that I think works best. Okay, so it's not right or wrong. It's just what I think works best. So 70% of you got what I would say. which is a sales page. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with the resume. It's just when people read stuff, they always want to know what's in it for them. And by the way, to look like a celebrity, which why not? Put some testimonials in your about section. And if you're not yet a celebrity or highly sought after person, then start with the sales page. So the resume is great if you're already got the cachet, right? So there you go, Steve. It's not exactly a trick question, but I like engaging you all in this. One of the things we have to do is have fun, take the burden and overwhelm out of social media. And again, that's what I love doing for people because it is fun when you get to do it. So here's some things about creating a profile. First of all, and a compelling one at that. First of all, somebody asked me, should I create a secondary profile because I have this extra position that I am at? Well, the resume part of LinkedIn is really cool, which is that experience section. And that certainly you want to make sure is built out like a resume in a sense, meaning you have the jobs that are relevant in there. And if you're a volunteer, say, I think this person was a volunteer at a Toastmaster organization, then, or any other nonprofit, and you have like a substantial role, you can put that in your experience in amongst with everything. And you can have more than one experience that's going on at a time. So even if you're only going to be there temporarily, that's what jobs are, right? Usually you're not usually there for, even if you're there for 20, 30, 40 years, it's still temporary. At some point you may leave. It's perfectly acceptable to have that. And you really do only want one personal profile on LinkedIn. It gets confusing to people. It will get confusing to you. It'll be too much work to keep track of. And it's against their terms to have more than one personal profile. So there may be some very rare exceptional cases that I would tell somebody to have an extra one, but it's really not kosher. It's against their terms. But you can add as many company pages as you have, so as you want. So if you have different companies or you work at different companies and you want to create company pages for them, by all means, you can create company pages. That's very similar to Facebook. Yes, Dietrich, there will be a replay. Thank you. So, and your photo matters in that little circle there. That, if you go to this link here, snapper without the e.com/photo-analyzer, somebody wants to put that in the chat, you're welcome to do that to everyone. I think you can do that. You can do that, but I will put it in on the landing page that I have the replay. I'll put some of these links in there for you. And so it will give you feedback on your profile, but a nice smile and professional, not a selfie with the selfies kind of distort you. So please stay away from selfies. And you can totally tell they're selfies, usually 90% of the time. Now your contact info. Oh my gosh. So many people, I go to their little contact info link on their LinkedIn and they don't have a website. They don't have an email. They don't have a phone number. Put them all in there. If you're afraid of getting phone calls or emails, you're kind of looking at this wrong. If you're in business, you need to have access, be accessible. So please find a phone number, use Google Voice. So it doesn't even have to ring in your house, but you can check the messages, that kind of thing. So thanks for putting the snapper photo page not found. Okay. That one, I think the other ones will work. The ones that, the last one that was entered there. Thank you so much. So see, it takes a village to do these webinars. And then keyword search terms, things that people are searching for. So these are pretty, standard things, but now I'm going to get into a little bit more about this about section. Oh my God, my favorite section to work on with clients. I do a lot of work here. I spend a lot of time. I actually write these for clients. And you have 2,000 characters, so use them, right? This is that sales page portion. Although everything up until then is also sales page. And I'm going to talk about what's above the about section. And the first like 250 to 320 characters shows up on a desktop. And I think about 25 characters shows up on a mobile. So the first few words of your about section, even better, is what you want to focus on. So open with a hook in that about section. So this is where I will spend time refining the message. It could be a question. You want 2021 to be whatever that relates to your service that benefits them. So if you're a tax person, do you want 2021 to be your most profitable tax year, or find out how you can save money in taxes? So it could be a question. It doesn't have to be. He says, I am an expert in who I work with these people to do these kind of things. So those are a couple of formulas for you. Hopefully you're writing notes or you'll get it in the replay. And then move into results. People who work with me are people who want this result, that result, this result. They want, their taxes done right the first time. They want to get in shape. I think we had a trainer in here. They want to leave their job and still feel like they have time and money and they're not putting their whole life savings at risk, type of thing. There are coaches and consultants who help people live life without a job, that kind of thing. So, yeah, and also use one profile if you want to present yourself in different languages. That's a good question. I don't actually know the answer to that, if the profiles automatically translate in another country or another language. So that would be one to Google. And a lot of your questions are going to be Googleable. So if I tell you to look on Google, trust me, you will get an answer there. Now, if you offer multiple services, you don't have to pick one. If they're all different, though, you would have, you might want to pick one to focus the about section on at any given time. You could, and then make a little part of it, since you do have 2,000 characters, about I also do, or also serving these kind of people. And if you can make them kind of connect, that's great. But if you have multiple businesses that you're trying to attract at more than one, I've seen that. And I've seen people, like, I'll go to their profile and what they messaged me about was slightly different, but I'll scroll down to the experience section and I'll see they are working both. So your about section may be more generally about the general benefits you can get for everyone, and then like 2 calls to action for each type of thing. So there are going to be unique circumstances, but yeah, let's talk about picking one for now, because that'll be your most effective strategy right now. I know I have many businesses, just so you know, and I market them in different ways. And on LinkedIn, I am a social media digital marketer, and you'll see calls to action to that effect all over there. I'm also a certified hypnotherapist, but I don't use LinkedIn to market that. So pretty interesting, right? For David, please look in your email spam box for bonus@transformtoday.com. And an email from me where I sent you the master class. And if you need to message me, you can always contact me on LinkedIn and I'll work with you on that. So then you put results in there. Then you can put testimonials in, like I mentioned before, if you have room. And you always want a call to action, either at the top, like for your free, tax assessment consultation, call today, message me here, click here to book an appointment. If you use LinkedIn with a call to action, that's the sales page part. It's like you want to get them to take a step with you. Okay. So the formula, though, David, okay, great. Then is, put the opening hook. This is the formula on the page, really. The results you perform for clients, why hire you, some credibility, and testimonials if you have a chance, and a call to action with your contact info. This is gold. Screenshot this, write it down, memorize it, put it into action. This will help a lot. Okay. So some hacks on your profile, some more hacks. We got to love this, right? Clear. Make sure you're clear. Everything reads really well. You have one profile, and then you have your company pages, and connect the two. So what do I mean by that? When you're on somebody's profile and next to their experience, that job, there's just kind of this generic image, and other people have logos. The way you get the logo in there, if it's your company, is you create a company page and you put the logo in the company page profile. And then when you're editing your company on that experience section in your profile, you select the company page. So you start typing the company page, it shows up in a drop down, and you select it. That's if you've created a company page. and you put your logo in it, then the logo will show up on the left-hand side of your experience. Okay, ding, ding, ding. I hope that's some light bulbs for some people. Then you want to make sure, as I was saying, calls to action. Now, I'm going to talk a lot about this next, is the following a personal hashtag. How many of you have a personal hashtag or have heard of it? Anybody? And if you do, feel free to put it in the chat. So, and you definitely, people were saying, how do I transition to a company profile? That question is the wrong question, okay? You don't ever transition, like you're not going to stop using your personal profile and then start using a company, but you will add in your company profile, okay? So, oh, good, Elsa, feel free to put in your in your hashtag if you want. And Fran, please watch the video again. I know I went through it fast, but I have so much to cover. So, because I went through those step by step. And maybe if I have time at the end, ask it again and I'll do it. So the whole thing about this the personal profile versus company page and transitioning, no, it's adding in. Because here's the thing, on your personal profile, you can connect with people. You can, like on your Facebook, you can ask people to be friends with you, right? You can ask people to connect with you. But on a company page, they have to follow you. And you can ask them once they're connected to you as a personal contact. And unlike Facebook, LinkedIn allows you to have lots more people connected to you, and you can send out lots more requests. So Facebook limits you to 5,000, but LinkedIn, I think you can make 30,000 connection requests, and then you can accept more. So woohoo, have at it. You can have much more. And so everybody, and Elsa, I'm going to talk to people about your hashtag. So we'll get you more followers. So what you want to do is build your profile really, really well, start making connections, and we'll talk about how to do that. And then build out your company profile. You can set up your company profile so you get the logo in there, like I just talked about, and then connect it in the experience section. And in fact, Fran, go ahead and Google how to create a company page and add it to a profile in LinkedIn. LinkedIn has all that right there for you. LinkedIn actually has really good help pages, unlike any other social network. Another thing I love about LinkedIn, right? So it's a company page is great to add to your experience section. So that's why I'm promoting it right now in the beginning. I'm not going to be talking a lot about company pages because I only have so much time today. But suffice it to say, once your personal profile is built out, you can start then, and you've got a system going for connections, and you've got a substantial number of connections, then we'll start working on a strategy for your company profile. And so then you want to have those calls to action in your profile. If that's the next thing to do. Once you've got, your about section in there with a call to action, follow a personal hashtag. We'll talk about that. And you can have calls to action like schedule a free advice call or listen to my podcast. So anything that's going to build your tribe, okay? In your header, you can put calls to action. That image up there, go ahead and create an image. You can use something like canva.com, which is a free graphic tool. You can, if you Google the size of the header, or the hero, I think they call it the hero image in LinkedIn. That's the cover image that's above your, or it's kind of like your profile picture. And then you have your person behind your profile picture. So those are some calls to action. And then I'm going to talk about how to add the featured section. And you're going to want to put 2 to 3 things in there that also have calls to action. You can put in like a call to action, like book a time with me, and actually put a link to your calendar in there. Pretty cool, right? You can put a product in there as well, a link to a product. You can put testimonials in there. So those are some really good ways to add proof at the top of your profile. So make it easy. And I did talk about this contact area. There is that contact area. Please fill it out. If you're in business, you want to be accessible. If you're not serious about being in business and you feel like you have to keep a low profile, that's fine. But this is not the right training for you. This is about bringing out your profile way better and bigger. Okay, so now you've got some visibility hacks. Let's go into depth on them. In particular, this featured content. On the right-hand side here, you see that I have 3 things in my featured content. You can have 2, you can have 3, you can have many more, and people will have to scroll, but 2 or 3 is what we're recommending. 2 is the best, because then you don't get this half screen. So you might put your booking calendar here, and you might put a testimonial here. You can put a product here and a testimonial, however you want. How do you get there? How do you do this? Step by step. When you go to your profile, go to this add profile section, click on featured, and then choose what you want to add. So you can add, if you have, like, this is a post that of a really high profile blog I was featured in. So I put that in here, and you can change this at any time. I just put this in here. This is my own blog where I actually have affiliate links, but it's a whole list of all my favorite marketing tools that I recommend and I use, most of them. So that's cool. And this is an example of me, the third one, me leading a virtual training. And why I wanted that in there is because I'm trying to get LinkedIn to recognize me enough to give me LinkedIn Live access. So that's my hidden agenda for that. So there's there's reasons behind what you want to put in here. Testimonial and booking calendar should be your priority. If not a booking calendar, a really good piece of content that showcases your expertise and maybe has a call to action in it, like buy something, okay? Or schedule an appointment with you, or contact you, follow my hashtag, whatever you want. But you do want to have a call to action of some sort in at least these, and it could be a post, it could be an article, it could be a link to a web page, it could even be a video that you upload natively. So it used to be the media section that they transformed into this featured section. So hopefully you will use that, because this is a great way to really showcase yourself towards the top. So if you're using a personal hashtag or you haven't even heard of that, you just make it up. So Elsa did that, Elsa Zen, and she did hashtag Elsa Zen, which is easy to spell. It's great. Mine is Coach Laura, because my last name is not easy to spell. And you kind of get that I'm going to coach you, right, on whatever. So, you can follow a hashtag. And how do you do that? You go to a hashtag anywhere in a post on LinkedIn, and you click on a hashtag, and you should be able to search for more hashtags. And then when you search for that hashtag, you can follow it. There's a button to follow it. So, and again, you can always Google how to follow a hashtag in LinkedIn. So, but how to use it is more the strategy I want to cover today. So in your cover image, you can use it. In your headline, you can use it. I don't use it yet. I just started using a personal hashtag. So I'd love for you to all follow me on that hashtag. And there's probably a link we can get to have people follow each other on it. So if we can do that too, if we have time at the end here. But in your headline, it will show up in every comment, everywhere your name shows up, which is cool, because if you put it at the beginning of the headline, underneath your little photo and your picture is your little headline usually. And in your posts and articles, this will grow your following, and you can get, and when you do that and people start following you, then you're more likely to get comments and posts at likes on your content. People are like, how do I get more people to engage with my content? This is it, people. Start a personal hashtag and put it on every single post that you do, okay? That you add to LinkedIn. And then you have a feed of all your posts, which is really cool. So ideally, your hashtag is sort of unique, so nobody else is using it. I don't know if there's another Coach Laura out there. If there is, her stuff will also show up if she's using a personal hashtag. So it's okay. If you're using it more than the other person, your stuff's going to populate that feed way more. So, and if not, even if you share that hashtag, you're going to show up in both people who found out of it through you and through the other person. So I'm not really worried about copying hashtags. Is it unique enough? Again, On social media, I don't see it as competition. I see it as co-opetition. There's a lot of collaboration and cooperation that happens even with your so-called competitors, because your clients are yours. The ones that are meant to work with you are yours. The ones that are meant to work with a competitor are meant to work there. There's enough to go around if we just have a abundance, approach to it. So, and you will want to ask people to follow your hashtag. And why, Abigail? Why should people be interested in your little old hashtag? Because hopefully you're producing really remarkable content, and that's going to help them find it better. So have they got more important people to follow? Maybe, maybe not. But it's not, you're not the only one they're going to follow. We're not saying that. We just want them to add you to it so that when LinkedIn feed comes up, yours is going to show up in there. And your tribe, you will ask your tribe first to follow your hashtag, because the more they engage with you, your tribe, meaning your existing clients, your colleagues, your friends, your family, people you ask that you meet while networking, and people who see, that on your profile. And why? Because you're going to offer value. Really, if you're not going to offer value in your content, then don't. But it's not hard to do it. I'm going to show you some great tips on content you can do relatively fast, and or repurposing, using repurposing type of strategies. So so you will put it in your posts, you'll put it in your articles, and you'll start to create a library of posts that are valuable. So here we go. All right. First of all, little old you can feature other people in your blog posts. Why not talk about the people you admire, what they're doing, and why you admire them in your line of work? Feature them, then go message them and tell them, hey, I wrote something about you, thought you'd like to see. And if you want me to change anything, let me know, like depending on what you wrote about them. But I admire your work. I quoted you. So, they might just like it. They might follow you. Who knows what they'll do, right? You might approach them. It might be and we'll talk about how to create meaningful conversations later, but a little foreshadowing here is you might ask people, could I interview you, or could I send you 5 questions? I'm writing a blog post about this that maybe you could answer either in a quick audio back to me, or quick email back, or message back, or one question. Just ask one question. They're called roundup kind of posts, and you can get what the experts say about, and then all those experts are going to share out that post. Potentially, some may not, but we don't have expectations here. We just keep doing the good work we're meant to be doing, trusting that it will come back to us. Okay. So you can put out blogs, yours and others, on your feed. So I regularly post other people's content. In fact, I would say 80% of the content I post is other people's content. And that's okay. And I've just started going back into some of those posts. And now that I'm using my personal hashtag, I'm putting it in there because it's something I posted, even though it's somebody else's blog post. That's okay. I want to be a resource. I am a curator of great content, and I want people to know the content I think is great. So I put my personal hashtag on it. Another little hack for you. Okay. So you could, if you don't have your own blog, guess what? Right next door here on the page, LinkedIn articles can serve as your blog. Okay. Because you get 40,000 characters, I think, to write in that space. So you can write to your heart's content and use that as your blog. Not saying you have to write long blogs or anything. You can also embed video in there. So if you're doing live streams on Facebook or YouTube, you can embed them. And guess what? If you do have it on YouTube, you get YouTube views if you put a video in there and somebody watches it on LinkedIn. So you're getting 2-for-1 visibility. It's really cool. Then you could go ahead and post that YouTube video separately and mention you have a whole blog post about it. Cool. In your content, one of the latest strategies I'm seeing, you often see more. If you write long enough content and it's going to go beyond the whatever, I don't know, X number of characters before you get that see more, you want to make sure you have a lot of value in there. So summarize what's in the video, or, your thoughts about it, or give them a checklist of some things, because because They won't click see more in the future if you don't have any value behind that. If you just have a couple of hashtags following on, then the algorithm starts downgrading you versus upgrading you. When they click see more and they see a whole lot more and they engage with it, then you get higher up in the algorithm. So make sure you can do long form posts on LinkedIn. So you write this blog once, you embed a video, you do a video once, you turn it into a blog post, right? You might transcribe it or summarize it. And then you might post that video or take out 20 seconds of the video and create a post and then mention back your article. Okay. And in your article, please have a call to action, like schedule a time, or for, more valuable content, follow my hashtag, book a time for a free advice call, or check out this free gift. So people had asked me about free gifts, and I highly recommend that. What are free gifts? They're like checklists, infographics, a way for you to capture their email and give them something. Okay. And, or just give it to them, because if you're already a connection with them, then you already have a way to message them. Pretty cool. So yes, there's going to be a recording. So thanks. And if you want to teach artists, so say you're an artist and you want to teach other artists how to be great in business as an artist, teach artists. If you want to launch a book, and these were some questions that came in. If you want to launch a book, what parts of this process would you put out in content of your book before it comes out? I have an author that I'm coaching right now, and she contacted her local media about the fact that she was going to be a contributor to a book. They came out and did a feature piece on her. Now, it's a local cable station, but still, they did a gorgeous piece on it. Guess what? She now has content from a credible news source. Gorgeous piece. And now now that she's been featured in one place, she's calling up other places and saying, hey, they just interviewed me. Do you want to interview me? So especially if you're in a small rural area, this works really well. And if you're in a larger area, look for the smaller papers and the smaller news organizations, and contact them. Let them know you're writing a book, and it's why it came about and who it's going to serve. And if it's timely, even better. If you can tie it into, what's going on in the world, why people need this book right now. Does it help reduce anxiety? Does it give them a way to get a job if they lost one? What does it do? Because they want to have, interest pieces that you may have some really good information on. You can reach out to podcasters. A really great search to do on LinkedIn is for podcast, and you'll find people with podcasts. And another question was, how do you get to them? Well, typically a podcaster wants you to do several things before they consider putting you on their show. First, they want to know that you have listened to their show. So go ahead and listen to a few episodes. That's another way to search for podcasts, is go to your podcasting app, whatever you like to use on your phone, and listen to the podcasts that you think speak to your audience, your market, your perfect client. Okay. And see would you make a good guest for that? So if you would, then you go to their website. And typically most podcasters have a form to fill out, to apply. And if they don't, connect with them on LinkedIn and ask them, hey, I just listened to your podcast. I think I might have a interesting point to make. And by being a podcast, an interview guest, are you taking guests right now? So, make it worth their while, make it easy for them. If you're launching a new program, find people who have taken your program and get some testimonials. And that could be posts as well. Testimonial posts are great. And I'll obviously add some content to it. This person I helped to generate more leads. We set up a whole sales funnel. The 3 parts of the sales funnel were, the opt-in page, the email sequence, and the landing page. She was missing 1 or 2 of those pieces, and here's how I helped her do that. So I just gave you like a formula in this content, for example, something I might write. Okay. So you can also, now this bottom right corner here that you see, opinion seeking images. So if you're launching a book and you have a book cover coming out, but you have 2 or 3 designs, ask your audience to vote on which one they want. Put a 1, a 2, and a 3 on each image. put it in one image, each type of, each design, put 3 designs, 2 designs, whatever it is, on your one image that you're going to post, and then have them vote in the comments. You will get a lot of input. Some people take pictures of themselves on, for their profile image, and ask people, which one should I use for my profile? It's called crowdsourcing. Ask questions where people give you their opinion. Okay. So it's great. And those short videos are really awesome. And you can just take snippets out of videos you create on YouTube or live streaming. There are so many easy software systems out there. Again, go to my marketing tech stack. You'll find some I'm sure I have some sort of video tools in there. And if not, you can message me if you need a suggestion on a video tool that might help. But there are a lot of easy ones. Camtasia, I think, is the first one on that list. So it's a really good one too. All right. So I have another fun hack. Have you heard of the pronunciation? Have you seen some people's profiles with this speaker on it? Yeah, me too, Shireen. I love Camtasia. This is the pronunciation thing. It's supposed to be for people to know how to say your name, but you get 10 seconds and your name only takes about 1 to 2 seconds to say. So what are you going to use the other 9 to 11 seconds for, or 9 to 10 seconds for, 8 to 9 seconds? Anyway, how about a marketing message? So when you go to my profile, it says something like this: Laura Rubenstein here. Follow hashtag Coach Laura to see my content. And if you want marketing to start drawing you more speaking and client opportunities, message me. Right? It's pretty cool. So use it as a marketing. OBS is great. Does it do editing? So I didn't know if OBS does editing. That's kind of cool. So that is the pronunciation. Now you have to use it on the app that's on the phone, but it shows up on desktop. It's just another place to add a call to action. Notice I have a call to action here in my header image, this hero image I talked about. I also have in the hero image my contact information. Nope, I am not shy about it. Please contact me, right? And then what do I do and who do I do it for, right? I do social media marketing strategy. I build legendary brands. I'm a CEO advisor, marketing technologist, and digital media done for you. So you know exactly what I do and who I do it for. So there you go. And whoops, back up. So that is the pronunciation. And notice in my little pronunciation, I add followed Coach Laura. So I'm going to start using this strategy because I know it's going to get more visibility and you'll start getting more eyeballs on your profile because of that. And setting up the audio is in the app. So you go to your profile and then there's a pencil that looks just like this in your app. When you're on your profile, when you click on it, there'll be something that says record pronunciation. Okay. So thanks for clarifying. And it may not be available in all countries. So I apologize if you have it from a different country, but I can see if you put it on here. I'm in my app and it's right by my finger there. It has a little name pronunciation. So it's right under there. So yeah, might not be available everywhere, but I'm sure it will come, or I'm hoping it will come. I don't know. I don't work for them. So it may be just US. I apologize. I didn't have my whole cadre of international people find out for me on that. But let's talk about the key to getting leads, because now you have ways for them to take action to follow you. Now you want to actually see if they're interested in working with you, right? So the key to getting leads is making connections with perfect fit clients. So perfect fit clients, those are the clients who, if you said, I can help you do blank, do you want to talk more about that? They would say yes. So that's a perfect fit client. And so a lot of times I'll get messages from people who says, do you want to get more leads, or do you want to have a virtual assistant who can help you in this, that, and the other thing? And I'm looking for virtual assistants, right? So sometimes you're taking your chance, but given that I'm a marketing strategist with a marketing agency, I need support. So people get that and they will contact me and I might check them out and then I may respond. Like I don't need one right now, but I'd love to keep you on my list. So I keep my resource database full. So great. So that you want to identify who are the perfect fit clients, and then how would you search for them on LinkedIn? That takes some strategizing. I can't do that with every one of you here today, but just think about who are your perfect fit clients. And some of them might also be perfect fit alliances, meaning their clients are your perfect fit clients. Perfect fit clients. Now I made a new word, client alliance. Pretty cool. Anyway, so how do you connect with these people? So you would search for the perfect fit client. Are they somebody who's been in business for 10 years, or have they been in a position for a certain number? Do they hold a certain position? Now, the better searches come when you are a premium member of LinkedIn. Now, I do not have a premium member account, but at this point I have over 10,000 connections that I can find a lot more people. So this is the thing. People ask me, do you accept every connection request? And I say no, but I accept most. If they're in my market or they're a colleague or a competitor, I do, or a woman. You know what's really amazing is the most amount of connections I get are from men. So I really want to have more women, because I work with a lot of women in my business. And not that I don't work with men, but the men who contact me are more sales. But sometimes the women are in my niche. They're, speaker, thought leader types. And I love connecting with them. So if they're in my market, if there could be a potential collaboration, even if they're a competitor, I do connect with them. Why? Because then I'm more visible to their connections. Hello. So, yeah. And yes, Esther, you make a really good point. We're going to talk about that in a second, which is what kind of messages should you be sending, and when should you make an offer, okay, to these people? So this is what I'm talking about. Don't use a template sounding message like Esther, I think you're talking about. Is like they send you a long email that looks like a template that they said, hey, I noticed your profile, think we should connect. I have this beautiful solution for coach. Like I get a lot of these things. I get this, I help coaches build their practices, and that's great. But I'm not a typical life coach. I'm a marketing consultant with a marketing agency. So it's a little off brand, and they didn't really do the research quite deep enough to figure out that I might not be the right thing. So that I typically ignore unless they say something that catches my attention. So you want to be different. You want to get creative, and you want to be thoughtful in this and considerate. So here's an example, Esther, that I would do. So I just read this Harvard business, Harvard school. I don't remember what school she's from, but she's a professor there. And I read a prediction of hers on LinkedIn. I was like, okay, well, maybe I should, I liked what she had to say. So I messaged her with a connection request. And I said, hi, Dr. Ashley. I just read your predictions for 2021. I found them very valuable. I'd love to connect and see if I could be a resource to you as well. Boom. No ask, I'm always happy to be a resource for you as well. Not insinuating I'm going to sell her anything. Now our connection. I don't know why that will be valuable for me. I did that for networking purposes and visibility purposes. So, and I said, be well. And now I feel like I have a friend because I was super kind and I complimented her. So if there's anything you take away from today, the second thing after the about section is if you're going to reach out to somebody, why not compliment them? Not with a generic compliment, but with a specific compliment. Yeah. And then give. So, my next step with Dr. Ashley, if I think there's something there that we could collaborate on, I might offer to promote something of hers or give her a gift of something I have, like that checklist or that video that I made. So, with the PPP, the loans that so many businesses got, there's opportunities for tax accountants and tax professionals to go ahead and say, do you need a second opinion on your PPP loan? I'm happy to give you, or I made this video. You might want to check out things you want to know about repayment or not, or what you have to do and by when. Just a 3-step thing. Boom. So you're giving something to any business owner who may or may not have that. So for the tax guy, I might be like, hey, I see you're a business owner. I don't know if you got one of those loans, but if you did, this video might help you. And that's after they connect with you, after they agreed to get some messages from you. And in the message where I complimented her, when you compliment somebody, you can say, maybe we'll find a way to work together, or maybe we can be a resource to it, or maybe we'll find synergies. I do a lot of collaborations. I'm not just on LinkedIn to get clients. In fact, that's kind of the secondary purpose on LinkedIn, though I have gotten clients from, but I like getting alliances and I like getting visibility opportunities, which lead to clients. Okay. So just stick with it. Feel how you can be authentic in it. And then you will be able to, feel like you're getting a community built instead of a bunch of people who just want to hit you up for stuff. Right. So yeah, and you can fend off posts and, but I don't, because they might have, I don't have to say yes to anybody other than to connection. And then if they're connecting with a lot of people, the thing about LinkedIn, if you're not paying for a premium version, the way you're going to show up in more searches is being connected with people who have a lot of connections. So if these people are regularly making connections, potentially with people in your market, well, there's no downside. There's absolutely no downside to connecting with them. Now, if they're in another country and they don't do a service you're remotely interested in, and they're not really targeting your market, then by all means, next. And you can say no to anybody you want, but I'm telling you, don't be so afraid to say yes to people. They're people, okay? And yeah, they might send you some messages. Get used to it. That's what living in this world is. It's about getting messages and messaging people, and you never know what's going to come up. I get messages from financial advisors. Well, guess what? You know what I did before social media and through social media? I coach financial advisors on marketing strategies. So I turn the tables on them. Not in a rude way, in a really kind way. I'm like, hey, I see you're up to great work. Did you know that I have some strategies I'd love to share with you about marketing and how you can make it the most of what you're doing here on LinkedIn and beyond. And would you like to chat? Then I'm now prospecting them back. Why not? Okay, fair game. If you're going to reach out to me, I can do the same for you in a gentle way. Had trainers do the same thing. Hey, do you need to lose weight? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, I'm good. But if you ever need any marketing strategies, let me know. Right? Pretty cool. Yeah, gotta love that. Why not? So let's not get so offended so easily by people. Let's treat people like people and then build relationships with them. And not everybody's going to be a relationship, but you can put a feeler out, say, hey, if I can help you out, I'm happy to. Let's make this a more connected world, not a more resistant world where we're afraid of everybody. Even if they're a pushy salesperson, they're a person, and they're going to come around. I've had other people, I had somebody send me an email with a video in it, or maybe it was a LinkedIn message with a video, and he's standing up looking down on his computer. And I felt totally intimidated. I'm like, why is he standing up looking down on me? And so I emailed him. I said, hey, love that you connected, loved your message, but it was a disconnect for me because you were standing and I was looking up your nose. I didn't say that, but basically I said you were standing and it made me feel like you were looking down on me. And I'm sure that's not the message you want to give out there. So I just thought I'd give you that feedback because I don't know that anybody else will, or anybody else, because I'm a hypnotherapist. I see these things. I sense these things that people are not going to respond as well as they could. So pretty cool, right? So yes, LinkedIn Premium is great to do some profound digging, and then you can stop your premium and after you've gotten what you needed to get from it. So it doesn't have to be an ongoing thing. So yeah. So let's not take too much offense to these messages because they don't know any better. I give them the benefit of the doubt. They don't know any better that they're really offending me, and I'm not easily offended personally. So I get it. And I know I can help, turn them around, or they might be somebody I can help because they need my help. So you want to guide them to the next step in your engagement process with them, but you can always give them a gift. So these are the people you're reaching out to. I'm not talking about the people who are reaching out to you, my dears. I am talking about the people you're going out and reaching out to and how you're going to do it a little bit different than those who you're offended by. Okay. So you do want to do some outreach because it's going to be your most profitable way to connect on LinkedIn. And if you feel like one, you're going to keep evolving it. You might feel a little icky about something, so don't do it. Do a gut check. If it's not something you would like to receive, don't send it. But if you put your heart into it, I hope you're doing well during this time. I'm just reaching out to a few people here on LinkedIn, and I wanted to learn more about, and you're one of those people I wanted to learn more about. Your profile stood out to me because blank, and you fill in that blank, okay, and make it personal. And then you never know. They will or they won't. And then you just keep going on until the people who respond do it. And I'm in the moment with my messages a lot of times. So a lot of people are like, yeah, let's do this in mass. You can hire people. You can even hire my team to do mass messaging. And we do our best to make it personal, but it's still going to be a little bit robotic. So that may not be your strategy. It may not be the best strategy for you, depending on what your offer is. So the first thing is you want to clarify what your intention is, and then send the appropriate request. So here are some intentions or types of requests you might send for collaboration or being a referral partner. I got one which was greatly written, and she was saying, hey, 2021 is going to be my year for doing JVs and partnering with people. Do you want to have an exploratory conversation about that? Because I'm tired of not doing this. And, that was great. I thought that was really cool. New client, if you're up to getting a new client, of course, you're not going to sell them off the bat. Please make a connection request with them. You might, although there are those who do some interesting things. I have a couple of suggestions for you on the next couple of slides of how you might approach a potential new client. And you could do market research. I got another one saying, hey, would you be willing to take this survey? And I'm doing market research. And in big, he put like asterisks, this is not a sales pitch. And that was very refreshing. So something that might be refreshing. What can you do? Let's focus on what you can do that's authentic. That's way better than any of those people you can't stand. Okay. Let them be a catalyst and a motivator for you to be the best you on LinkedIn and to reach out in a way that, why aren't they doing? Right. And you'll be teaching those people how to do it. Right. Why not? Or being the model for it. The other thing is just networking. Like I said, with Dr. Ashley, I just want to network. I like networking. I never know who's going to refer somebody to me down the road. And I don't pursue them like that, but I just say, hey, I can be a resource to you maybe, and you can be a resource to me. Let's see if connect and let's see what unfolds, something really authentic. So if you're going to do some general networking, compliment them, like I said. So I saw your article. It was very valuable to me. I loved your profile, and say something about it. I don't know anyone else who is a, professor at Harvard, whatever it is, mention their content or their accomplishment. And you could say, congratulations on all your achievements. It's really inspiring to see all you've done. I'd love to connect. The next part of this, right? I'd love to connect, learn more about you, find out what other synergies might have, or simply remain a resource to you. Right? Nice. I would love to see something like that. And then there's, hi, hope you're doing well. Love to connect. Well, you can put their name in there if you want. I'd love to connect with you here on and stay in touch. That's just a very generic. You may or may not get responses from them, but you want to send these connection requests to someone who automatically sees you as someone who you can help, unless they're a big influencer and you just want to network with them. So if you're actually prospecting and you do want to target those people who see you as someone who can help them, who you could help, then you might send things like this. And these are really just to spark your creativity in your messaging, not for you to necessarily copy. Okay. You could copy them, but you may not want to, and you'll see why in a minute. So, hi, so-and-so, I think you and I might have some great business synergy. If you think so too, let's connect. Leave it in their court. Obviously, it's always in their court, but now you're honoring that. Now I got this one, and I bolded it for a reason because I'm going to show you this follow-up message to it. I'm not saying it's great, but it may spark something in your creativity that might be even better. So wouldn't it be nice if new customers were chasing you all day? Obviously, that's all she said. I don't even think she put my name in there. She might have, but that would have made it, hi, wouldn't it be nice if clients were chasing you all day? New clients. Like, yeah. I thought about it, but I didn't respond. Actually, I was like, well, what is she trying to get at there? So you could try a question that's not as gross as that. but that sparks just a question. It's like, wouldn't it be nice if we could all blah, 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 something or other. See what that, if anybody has creative ideas, let me know in the chat what comes up for you. Like what would you ask? And if it's all resistance, skip it. Okay. So the other thing is say something about them. I was reviewing your profile and I noticed you mentioned something. Okay. I'd like to learn more about it. This is for, you might reach out to people to hire them. Hello. Would you be able to connecting, or you mentioned that if you specialize in artists and they're an artist, I love your work. How is business growing? If you're helping them to do that, you could always do that. If you're an artist and you want to grow your art business, so you want to connect with people who need art, like hotels, or well, maybe not these days, but it could be CEOs who are collectors. And you might not know if they're a collector or not. So then you might just say, I'm not sure if you're a collector of fine art, but here's my blog on how to consider collecting great art, right? And you're not talking about your artwork. They're not check out my artwork, right? It's about helping them with something they're already used to doing that they may not have considered doing in that way. And then the final one down here is, I hope this message finds you well and thriving. And I help, this is like what I would say. This is a sales message. This is one of those messages that might turn somebody off. And I have to, if you're willing to risk it, because you're going to do this on a consistent basis, it might be worth it. But I'm trying to personalize it or trying to make it really warm. I hope this message finds you well and thriving. I help thought leaders like you leverage technology and evolve their marketing to attract the perfect clients using organic, low-cost strategies. Would you like to hop on a call? I'd be happy to share some strategies with you. I promise to make it worth your time. I'm not asking for any money here. And I might say I'll hop on a no obligation call. Okay. So if I think that person needs help, I might say that. Okay. And great. And thanks for being with us. So follow up, the fortune's in the follow up. And you definitely want to be able to connect with people. Send them a second request. Send them an email or a video. You can. So the tax person that I got the value from that I'm now working with, she sent me an email. And the email is what got me. And the message from the person, which was after, hey, wouldn't it be nice if new customers were chasing you all day? She said, hey, I wanted to reach out again. We had several conversations with senior leaders and realized it's easy to be paralyzed by lack of money or time. But those leaders who take action are the ones who have a shot at making 2021 a strong year. Please fill out this form and help us assess if you're ready for a breakthrough. So, I would tweak that a ton personally, but it was an interesting strategy. And I give that to you as a thing to think. How would you tweak that? What question would you ask, and what call to action follow-up message would you send? And I agree, Jan, it's great to send a voicemail from the LinkedIn mobile app. It's great to send a video from the mobile app as well. So you can do both in the messaging there. And I've gotten fun videos back from people, and it can take a whole lot quicker time. Now, I got a really very stilted video response, which was obviously he was using over and over again. You could do that, but he can tell he was reading it and it just didn't land right. His words were really good, but I wish he was a little more authentic. So practice that. But we said video messages and voice messages. But yes, Jan, you can do both video and voicemail. Even though you thought you meant to say video, but you can also do voicemail too. So those I want you to definitely follow up. And you know what? Hey, how about going back to your connections that you haven't talked to in a while? And I got this from a guy, a colleague. It's been a while since we connected. So checking in to see anything I might help with, even if it's just bouncing ideas or referring someone else. High ticket lead generation, online sales, funnels, books, webinars, local brick and mortar online marketing, or anything else online. Please reply and let me know, or just say hi. I look forward to hearing from you. He's not trying to. So how's that? How would you feel if you got that? A little better than someone saying, hey, let's hop on a call because I can help you with high ticket. You know what I'm saying? It was a little different energy. I like his energy here. I definitely would respond to this over someone who said, book a call with me so I can help you with high ticket lead generation. I've been talking a lot, and this is going a little longer than possible, but you'll get the rebate. than I expected, and you'll get the replay. So in order to engage and get engagement, be more engaging. All right. So to be more engaging, comment, like, and tag on other people's posts. Follow others' hashtags, and but follow the ones that your perfect fit clients follow. Comment on the post, contribute to the conversation with positivity. Don't be opportunistic. Don't say follow my hashtag. Just comment on what the content is, okay? And message connections with your new content. So if you do come out with that article, or you do write that blog or video, or you have an infographic, share it with the connections that you've just made. Hey, I just created this infographic. It's got the 6 things you need to know about repaying your PPP loan. Or not, so you're not liable to pay, here, I thought you'd value this. And when I said email in the last set of slides, a lot of people in LinkedIn have email addresses. So you could be bold and take that email address and email them. And then be sure in the email, say, if you'd like to opt out, please do so here. I'm just taking the liberty of doing this to you because you are a connection on LinkedIn. And I thought I'd email you. So, and when you're tagged or featured by somebody else, go ahead and comment on those and reshare those so you get more visibility. So I went through a ton of stuff. What is the one thing you're going to take away from today and put into action? Put that in the chat. Do you feel enlightened at this point? Was there one aha moment? Are you serious about this? Really taking LinkedIn and getting some more value from it, expanding your connections because more opportunities are going to come. Notifications is where you can find out where you get, where you've been featured, and people may email you as well. So yes, strategic rewrite of your personal section. Thank you. Your about section. Hashtag, add a personal hashtag. Great, valuable info. Updating your LinkedIn profile. Great. You're going to fill in the featured fields. Yes. The section there with the new content. Anybody going to create some content? Or repurpose some content you have onto LinkedIn? And I think there was a question about if I could propose a software tool to follow up with contacts, partners, a CRM tool. I don't have one at the moment for you. I do it all natively, but I do know of some. I just don't have one to recommend. A lot of them are gray hat, just so you know. So there may be one actually, Nimble. Nimble's a good one. I think Dietrich, that was for you. Nimble, check out Nimble. How to connect with prospects. Great, awesome. So if this is the case, then if you're serious about marketing, about your marketing for you in 2021, and you want more strategies, do you want more strategies? Do you like this? Does this help? Do you want to be accountable to doing what you just told me you're going to do here in the chat? And do you have more questions that you want answers for? Well, I have something, and you stayed to find this very, very, very special offer for $27. Okay. I'm going to make my monthly marketing sessions available to you. It happens on the 3rd Thursday of the month at 1:30 Pacific. They are recorded and you would get replays. And you can ask your questions similar to today. You would fill it in a form. And I'm going to give you the strategies to place your products and services in front of more people, create campaigns to generate a flow of leads, troubleshoot any challenges you have on the fly. We'll work together on those. And, I really want to support people during this COVID time. That's why I'm here, really to help people grow their business and I'm just so passionate about people getting their words out to me at this point. I'm a tech girl. I love the tools. And like I just gave that one, Nimble, to you. You can see my whole marketing tech stack at transformtoday.com for free. But that's actually not my whole tech stack. That's a bunch of ones that I recommend if you want to learn how to use them strategically and which ones not to use, because not everyone is for everyone. That OBS, it's a little tricky, people. And I don't know about it for doing editing. So I've never used it for editing. I use it as an encoder. And if you don't know what encoding means, well, don't worry about it. You don't need to know. you probably don't need to know. So if you go to transformtoday.com/monthly session, you'll see the details of this. By the way, that's where the replay is going to be. So if you want to make a note of this URL, you can, and put that in the chat for you, just so you have it. That's where the replay will be. I'll be embedding it on that page, and you can also take advantage of it. Now, this is good for the first 50 people who want to take advantage of this at $27 a month. It goes up to $67, and that's through the end of December. And we meet on the third Thursday of the month. It's an hour session. We'll get your questions answered. I customize it all for you. It's not, it's like, what do you need in this moment? So I want to know those of you who are serious. And for the first, I'm going to do a little giveaway here. I have an account to give away for a stock photo image, and I'm going to do a random number generator, and one person's going to win it, and it's going to be the person who is number 10 in signing up. Yay! So if you're number 10 in signing up, you're going to get a free account to deposit photos with 100 free images. How to get like that? So that's like, I don't even know what the value of that is, to tell you the truth, like a $70 value or something for 100 images. And this is for all marketing. This could be, good question, Fran. This is for your website, your funnel buildings, I do a lot of WordPress, and I do other CRMs, and we do video marketing and influencer marketing, and let's see what else, any of the LinkedIn and any Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you name it. I've got strategies for all of it, and tools and tips and advertising as well. YouTube, love YouTube. So let's grow some channels. And in the meantime, if you're not sure or you want to just stay in touch, please connect with me on LinkedIn. That is my LinkedIn. And I look forward to working with those of you who have found value in this, and know that this coming year needs to, you want some extra support. It's time to end in a very affordable way. Hello. So again, I kind of, I'm nervous about bringing this out because it is so reasonable, but I just really feel called to do it this way. So, oh, by the way, if you want to connect with me and anybody else on LinkedIn, when you go to somebody's profile, still teaching you here, by the way, and you go to the more button, you don't see the connect button. Use the more button, because normally it has a connect unless they've taken off the ability to connect with you. But that's how you can connect and put that personal message in. Whatever you do, don't just hit the connect button and let it go fly with no message. So great, Sandra. Welcome to the program. Welcome to the monthly sessions. I mean, it's a no-brainer. And I don't give this to many people. So in fact, yeah, this is just a 2020 special for you. Thanks. Can't wait to learn more about you, Sandra. And definitely connect with me on LinkedIn, Sandra, and anybody else. And when you put a message in, let me know you were in my session here today. You got it from either the feast or you watched the webinar. This way I know to accept you, because I have like 700 I have to go through right now. And I only look at the ones that come up with the messages first. So that if I know you came from here, I will definitely connect with you, and follow my hashtag, Coach Laura. Oh, I was going to show you that. How do we do that? So yeah, I think you've got to go to somebody's profile and find a hashtag, and then let me see if I can find my own, Coach Laura, and then I'll bring it up on screen for you. Just a second. If you're willing to stay, I will do this for you. So here's my profile. Whoops. And if I have my hashtag, you can even put your hashtag in here and you can follow it. So I might say, I don't know if I even more follow hashtag Coach Laura. Let's see what happens when you do that. Okay. Would you like? Okay. I don't know what that means. Oh, I think it was, I did something else. Coach Laura. Let's see if I have enough. Yeah, I do. Okay, so it doesn't bring it in there. But if we go to my activity, right, on my page, and we see all our activity, and I started using that Coach Laura, and you click on Coach Laura. So you could, this is the link. Here's the link, everyone. I'm going to put it in the chat for those of you who are still here. You can follow my hashtag right here because this button is what you would click. Okay. And then my post will come up in your feed when I use that hashtag. And you can just swap out in this URL yours and give people, your friends, this link with your hashtag to follow it. So that answered the question that was up there. I think I got all the questions that came here. You guys rock it. If there's anything else I can do for you, I'm happy to. But thanks, James. Appreciate it. Appreciate your, and yeah, I love being genuine and personable. So thank you for appreciating it. And thank you for being here. I couldn't be here if it wasn't for you. So I am truly grateful that all of you came here today. So thanks, Shireen. And I'm going to sign off. I'm going to take off this stop share screen and wish you all a good and healthy holiday season. We'll see you in the new year. Actually, but we have one more thing, which is Thursday is the next session for this marketing session. So if you can't make Thursday at 1:30 Pacific, it's fine. I will send you the replay. I'll be sending out the replay to this. It'll be at that link that I just showed you. So you all should be able to get it. So blessings to you and take good care. We'll see you and help you market as always. Bye for now.